So today's video is going to be a little bit different. Obviously, we all know the Russian CVs got released, and they look kind of weird, kind of interesting. Obviously, there's the historical aspect of the, I believe, the Russian Navy not really having CVs, and maybe the Italians and French, I think I've seen, that have some CV designs and real aircraft carriers, but I'm not going to get into the history of it. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the game design of it. A single attack per squadron. That could mean, especially since the planes are slow, the alpha potential of these planes could be absolutely insane. They have said the health is lower, and looking at the statistics, it does seem like the health is far lower than equivalent planes of the same tier. But and then along with the speed boost, or the speed of the planes being slightly lower. They say they're much slower, but it doesn't look like they're that much slower. They're just a little bit slower than average planes of the same tier. The interesting thing is, though, if with the heal on the planes, they might be able to just heal through your AA, depending on whether they buff this heal. Currently, it's not a very strong heal, but of course, all these stats can definitely change. Some of the alpha strike potential is pretty insane. Given that the rocket planes, I believe, have somewhere around 152,000 damage potential alpha. Obviously, they're HE rockets, so they're not going to citadel, and they're probably going to shatter on things, and we don't know the reticle size. There's a lot we don't know. How long the delay is, right, as we're adding this machine gun delay to rocket planes. There's a lot of unknowns here, so I don't think it's that reasonable to get so bent out of shape or crazy react like the game is gonna die because of these, but they do form somewhat of a trend, and there's a kind of a trend I'm seeing in both the community and the developer, and this is something I talked about on my stream the other night, so I'm just gonna upload I'll send that clip out after this. It's a little bit less put together than a normal YouTube video. I'm just kind of rolling with whatever comes into my brain, so forgive the pauses and maybe me sounding a little bit less energetic. Streams that I have generally are a little bit more chill and less put together, less energetic, that kind of thing. But I thought it represents what's going on pretty well. I've thought a little bit about the way the game design has gone and the way a lot of different video games come and go. And World of Warships is no different. And the developers, contrary to what people may think, they are people too, man. And they have good intentions, I believe. I believe a lot of them really do like their jobs and are trying to do a good job. And they have pressures on them from different sources. Maybe their boss, maybe their product managers. And then seeing the way the community reacts might not help things. So yeah, if you're interested in more of these sort of react videos, or not react, maybe live streams, highlights, more off-the-cuff content, I've actually started a second channel, and I'm just going to upload less edited, longer-form content there. The link will be in the description of this video if you want to go check it out. I'm going to be uploading there just relatively constantly about different topics and different, I don't know, good games I have on my live stream. Less edited, less formal stuff. A lot more long form. It's going to be potentially videos up to an hour long if I'm doing a long recording session, and I edit that video down into like a reasonable 10-20 minute chunk. The rest of it will be there. I think there will be a ton of good information in there, but for the sake of a reasonable video on this channel, I just have to cut it out, right? So go check that out, and here's my thoughts on the state of the community right now. Feels like the game is in its twilight. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to overreact, right? Because, like, there's still a reasonable number of people that play this game, but I don't know, it feels like the gimmicks are getting crazier. Like, the gimmicks are getting even crazier, to the point where it's like, is the goal to make the game fun to play? Or keep the game fun to play? Or is the goal to cash in on your current player base by releasing more and more overpowered new crap that they all have to deal with. And if you're not playing the new stuff, you're at a massive disadvantage. Right? Like, I don't know. You gotta remember, like, every, It's so sad he's broadside now. I could have killed him. But, every game dies. Like, no game lasts forever. You know? Minesweeper? Nah, I guess I should be more specific. Every multiplayer game that gets consistent updates is eventually gonna just... People are just gonna get uninterested and move on. These games, in my opinion, generally have a shelf life. If they're adding subs, you think they want the game to last longer? Well, I'm sure they want the game to last longer. It's I feel like it's just a classic. It's a tale as old as time. Right? Well, obviously not as old as time, but right, like, developer makes a good game does well. People play a good game because it's good. People who play the game love the developer because, man, this developer made a great game that I really enjoy. And then developer wants to keep innovating, keep doing things, keep doing different things. They don't want to just repeat the same thing over and over again. So they try and come up with new things, and the community doesn't like it very much. And some of the community expresses that in pretty crazy ways towards the developers, you know? You know, some of the language they use is maybe not the most constructive criticism, right? So then the developer starts to get tired of the player base. And the player base, you know, starts to get tired of the developer. Over time, right? Slowly. A good relationship suddenly starts to wither away. And everything the other side, everything each side sees from the other side just reinforces their opinion of the other one. They all see the negative in each other, not the positives. And eventually you get to a point where neither one likes each other. So then they're each just going to keep doing their own thing and saying their own thing. And they're all frustrated with one another because they still care. Right? Like, people still care. The thing you gotta remember is when people are mad, they obviously still care about the game. Because if you're mad, like you can't be... You can't, not care and also simultaneously be very angry, right? Emotions don't work like that, right? So, the way I see it is, there's a lot of people that care about this game still, because there's a lot of people very frustrated with this game and the developer. But, everybody just sees the negative in it. And then, because of that, the developer gets stuck because they don't have anyone good or reasonable to bounce new ideas off of and test new ideas without getting absolutely shit on by the community. And then they release things because they just need to be releasing things because that's what the shareholders and bosses of the company need. So they do that. They're doing their job releasing things. And then it's bad things that the community doesn't like. That in their opinion makes the game worse. And there you go. You get World of Warships in 2021. Oh, I'm grounding. That's my opinion of the situation. I think it's really unfortunate, but I mean, this happens everywhere. I've never played World of Warcraft, but I know a lot of frustrating things. There's a lot of things that that community is frustrated by. because, you know, every once in a while I watch what's his name, Asmongold. Started watching him when he did some variety streams and did like Dark Souls. And, you know, even though I don't play WoW, I think it's interesting when he talks about the game and the developer and all that stuff. And in that game too, people are pretty frustrated. And in my mind, it's just a disconnect between the developer and the community. That's all. And man, I get frustrated at this game. Like, obviously I still care about this game. I like playing this game. And that frustration comes up every once in a while in anger. Where I'll go off on someone in chat. Or I'll go off on Wargaming about some decisions they're making, you know? And obviously in the heat of the moment, I probably say things that I shouldn't. But it happens. I think that's human. I don't know. It's tough, man. It's a tough scenario. You know?